man celebrates after his divorce. You know, it's interesting. Like a lot of millennials, they seem to think like they're gonna be young forever. Like they're out here coming after Gen X with some of that energy. Older millennials know how to humble themselves, and they tend to align themselves with Gen X. I'm a Zennial, so you know how it is. But a lot, I see Gen Zers running their mouths sometimes. Like these people have no futures. Like, like bro, you don't have a future. You don't have. There's nothing going for y'all. You're like basically, you're blowing in the wind. That's just really how it is. And there's a video I was watching just a little while ago, and it's with a Gen Xer. The guy's 58 years old. He just got his divorce, and you can see the happiness on him. A lot of people don't seem to understand that, I'll put it this way. 50 is the new 30. 40 is the new 20. I know you're like angry out of your mind. No, I'm not. I'm being real. I'm being so real. 60 is the new 40. It is true. It really, really is true. And for a lot of men, marriage, it wears them down. There's an article that came out recently, and a large study found that fathers have the worst hearts. And being a father significantly raises your risk of developing heart disease. Another study also found that men who are single and have never been married have the longest lifespans. These men are even outliving women. So take that into consideration. Marriage and fatherhood are very, very bad for a man's health. For decades, we've been told otherwise, but in reality, the statistics are showing that if a man does not get married, he does not have children, he will live a longer and a much happier life. Not only that, they find that men who are single and never married in the long term tend to be significantly wealthier. So men who get married and have children tend to earn more money every year annually than men who don't get married and don't have children on average. But what they don't tell you is that men who don't get married and don't have children tend to have a significantly higher net worth than men who get married and have children, because all of that money that these married men are making with children is going to their wife and children. And they're not taking care of themselves. They're not saving for retirement. They're not doing any of that. Men who never get married and never have children, on average, they may earn less than these married men with children, but they also are saving all of their money and investing all of their money. So a lot of these men end up chilling at some point, and they have all of this investment income coming in. Over 30 million men are not working right now. Over 30 million men have dropped out of the workforce in the United States, and the U.S. government can't seem to figure out how these men are surviving. And it's actually very simple to understand. The average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. Once this man has his basics down, right? Basically food, shelter, and a little bit of entertainment, they don't need much else. I have some guys who talk about gaming PCs. I have a lot of guys who are happy with just a Nintendo Switch. I have some of you bastards who literally are very, very happy with a Nintendo 64, and that you've made it very clear that's all that you need. And then, sadly, in many, many cases, I've run into a ton of you. I don't have a word for you. I don't have a word for you to describe you guys. You are happily living off a cell phone, and you've made it very clear that you could happily live without that cell phone as well. You have no gaming PC, no Nintendo Switch. Many of you are sleeping in the woods. You have a cell phone, and you are more than happy in some cases to even get rid of the cell phone. And that's it. That's it. These men could live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road.
Are you?
I'm 58.
Are you single? I am. I just got a divorce, so I am single.
How long were you married to your ex-wife?
I was married almost 20 years.
So how did this 20-year marriage come to an end?
I know, right? It's amazing. I never thought I was going to get divorced. Now I'm really happily divorced.
You seem excited that it ended.
It's not that I'm excited, just a new phase in life. You know, after so many years, you know what happens, that the passion kind of goes away. It's not the same.
If you could go back, would you change anything about how the relationship ended?
To be honest, right now, I'm really struggling to understand if the human being is really designed to be with the same person for the rest of his life. I think that 20 years is the perfect amount of time. It just seems that to be with the same person for 40, 50 years just seems so difficult these days.
You know, I mean, there you guys go. There you guys go. This man was living, he's out here living his best life now. Happy as hell. He's like, it's not excited. Bro, it's excited. He is excited. You can see the happiness and joy in his face. It is infectious, okay? It's like he has his life back. It's like he has his life back. You know, it's like you could see the happiness in him. You could see the joy. You could see the freedom. He doesn't want to ever be in a relationship again, stuck in a relationship again. Maybe he'll have, like, you know, some fun, a girlfriend, but he does not. Guys, marriage, listen, I respect any man who chooses to go and get married and says, this is what I want. You know, I know some of you are going to go, well, Edgar, I don't respect them. That's not my decision. That's not my place. If a man decides to go and find a woman and get married and have children, that's on him. That's his business. That's not mine. And I can learn. Listen, he could talk about his experiences, and we can learn from him. You know, there are times when, like, for example, I'll have these guys pop up every so often, and they've been, like, married like 4 times or 6 times, and I'll say, okay, we need to get you on a podcast and put you in front of the class, and I never hear from them again. They completely disappear because they know what they've done. All right. They know what they've done. But if you choose to make that decision, you choose to go down that path, then, you know, I completely respect that you as an adult, you know, you went and you did what you thought was best for you. That's the thing about the MWA space. You know, there are men who, you know, choose to go and have children and wives. There are men who walk away from their wives and their children. I really love this one. I do. I know. There's so many of y'all hate this. It that these are the real MWAs. Like, they were married. Like, this dude, a lot of y'all hate him on this channel. A lot of y'all hate that guy. He's not the only one, because there's like a celebrity chef who did it as well. But there's a dude on the channel. I did a video about him, and I'm so proud of this. This man literally had 2 Gen Z daughters. Has 2 Gen Z daughters, and he was like, they were driving him crazy. So he just packed this. I don't know if he packed his stuff, but he basically went to get some milk and never came back. You know, he did what he had to do, and it broke a lot of your hearts, because that's how it is. Like, these men are prioritizing, you know, self-preservation and self-care. And women don't understand that when men get pissed off, it's not hard for a man to just pick up and walk away. This is what men have done throughout history. Walk away. You know, I've said it countless times. A country without its men is not a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. This is the reason why whenever there's like some kind of conflict in a country and the country's about to collapse or whatever, and the men start trying to flee, they basically ban all the men from leaving the country, because if the men leave the country, now the country is done. That's it. It becomes a hellhole. The only men left in the country are the worst of the men. All right, the absolute worst. All right, so that's when you start to have warlords. That's when you start to have all kinds of horrible, the most despicable things happening in the country, and you don't have a military, because the men who would be serving in the military and in the police force, they're fleeing the country too. All right, so now the country is a hellhole until some other country comes along and takes it over, and even that takes some time, because no one really wants to do. You know, everyone's like kind of like they've signed a lot of treaties and pacts, so going and taking over another country right now, it can get you into some troubles, international, you know, doing the whole imperialism thing. So it's not easy. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. But you can see, you know, men walking away. That's the future. Guys, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, you want even more of this content, don't forget I have another channel called Men Walking Away, where I release daily videos. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the content. And guys, don't forget that if you want tomorrow's video today, you can become a channel member, and you get also a bunch of great additional perks. You can click on the join button to learn more. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Man celebrates his divorce. Are you surprised? Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA Men Walking Away. And cheers.